Hello and a very warm welcome to Game On, your one-stop shop for all the sports news from around the world. Let's begin with IPL 2024. And as we get into the mid-phase of the tournament, things are heating up. Mumbai will be thrilled by getting a win under their belt, and LSG are proving to be difficult to beat at home. We will discuss the results from last night, but first, let's set up tonight's game for you. It's the Yellow Army who will face off against the form team of the tournament, Kolkata Knight Riders. Chennai have suffered back-to-back defeats in the league, but now they are back at the Chepauk against KKR, who won all three of their matches this season. Can CSK's bowling stop Kolkata's batting juggernaut?
Chennai Super Kings will aim to bounce back on their home turf at Chepauk after two back-to-back defeats in away games. Defending champions started the season with 2 wins at home but allowed the advantage slip away in their away games against Delhi Capitals and Sunrisers Hyderabad. Captain Ruturaj Gaikwad and Rachan Ravindra didn't click the last 2 games, and the inability to get the desired start resulted in CSK's defeats. The openers haven't crossed the 100-run aggregate mark for the IPL 2024 after 3 matches. The duo will be hoping to strike form and give CSK a solid start as the hosts aim to bounce back. In form, Shivam Dube is holding the CSK innings together in the middle order, together with his ability to strike big hits. CSK's leading run scorer Dube has tallied 148 runs in 4 innings at an impressive strike rate of 160.86. With Dube connecting the ball cleanly, experts have started advocating his case for a berth in the T20 World Cup. Will CSK bring back Sameer Rizvi? The 20-year-old uncapped batter had shown promising intent in his 6-ball 14 against Gujarat Titans, but couldn't get off the mark against Delhi Capitals. He was dropped against Sunrisers Hyderabad. Mustafizur Rahman and Matisha Pathirana have been CSK's 2 most successful bowlers. They missed the last match for different reasons. The Chennai camp will be hoping them to be available for the selection for the match against KKR. CSK spinners Moeen Ali, Ravindra Jadeja and Mahesh Theekshana have also failed to deliver so far. On the other hand, Kolkata Knight Riders haven't done anything wrong this season. The Shreyas Iyer-led KKR are second on the table with 3 wins in as many matches. They have best net run rate in the tournament and can regain number 1 position with a win over CSK today. Knights have been a dominant force in their last 3 matches this season. They have beaten Sunrisers Hyderabad by 4 runs in their season opener before crushing Royal Challengers Bangalore by 7 wickets and Delhi Capitals by an IPL record of 106 runs. They are clicking as a team. Sunil Narine has been phenomenal with the bat. He has been giving KKR a good start in his revised role as an opener. With 134 runs from 3 innings, Narine has been KKR's best batter this season. The strike rate of more than 206 by opener indicates that Kolkata outfit is getting the best out of their power play overs. Phil Salt gave KKR a solid 54 when Narine failed to click against Sunrisers Hyderabad. He kept the Knights in the game even as their top order had collapsed. Salt has complemented and supplemented Narine well. He has scored 102 in 3 innings at a strike rate of 141.66. Poor form of Shreyas Iyer is leaving KKR middle order in trouble. The KKR captain has managed just 57 runs from 3 matches so far in spite of an unbeaten 39 against RCB at a crucial stage. Similarly, with the ball, KKR have allowed only 150-plus opening partnership against them, tasting very early success against RCB and DC. Veteran Caribbean all-rounder Andre Russell is turning out to be a match winner with the bat and the ball. KKR will be looking up to him to continue with his good form. Russell is team's second best run getter with 105 runs, including the match-winning 64 against Sunrisers Hyderabad. With 5 wickets, he has been the best with the ball for the Knights this season. Narayan, Vaibhav Arora and Varun Chakravarti have supported Russell well in the bowling department, which has further blustered as Mitchell Starc found his rhythm, taking 2 wickets in the last game against Delhi. However, CSK have been way ahead of their in-form rivals with 19 wins in 31 meetings. KKR have won 11 and there was no result in 1 match. In the last 5 matches between the 2 teams, CSK have won 3 and KKR 2. However, when the 2 teams have met at the Chepauk last time, Kolkata Knights emerged winners by 6 wickets.
Now talking about CSK, Ruturaj Gaikwad has not been getting big runs, but that's not all. He's also not quick to get off the blocks, which is weighing the Yellow Army down. Though the team is not concerned. This is what CSK's bowling consultant Eric Simmons had to say on the slow-scoring opener. He said, and I quote, "We aren't overly concerned about Ruturaj. He's a quality cricketer. It hasn't worked out, but that's the nature of high-octane cricket. You have to go out there and play with a degree of confidence. You have to go out and play with a degree of risk-taking, and it will come. He's that kind of a person. He's been really calm and focused on what he wants to do, and there's not much concern in that respect. And talking about the approach of batters in T20s, this is what KKR's batting coach Abhishek Nair had to say on how to bat in the shortest format. He said, and I quote, "I feel a lot of teams and franchises today want power players who can hit boundaries and sixes, which is why you see a lot of that. But I feel the game still revolves around players who can accumulate runs like Virat Kohli. But eventually, this game is about playing with a higher strike rate, whether that be singles, doubles or fours. That's your formula to success. And I feel it's a very individual thing." Let's talk about the matches from the Super Sunday. Mumbai Indians finally got off their winless streak with a first victory of IPL 2024 as they beat Delhi Capitals to move from the 10th place on the points table up 2 spots to 8th. Chasing a target of 235, DC fell short by 29 runs to end on 205 for 8 as Jasprit Bumrah and Gerald Coetzee combined to take 6 wickets in the last 9 overs of the match. This win gave Mumbai Indians their first points of the tournament, and their home fans at the Wankhede Stadium plenty to cheer for, especially as the middle order pair of Tim David and Romario Shepherd lifted the total to 235 for 5 in 20 overs. Australian David, who in an earlier match had oddly been demoted in favour of Piyush Chawla, produced a crackling innings on Sunday afternoon, smashing 45 not out of 21 balls to help provide some late fireworks for MI. While West Indian all-rounder Shepherd, playing his first match of IPL 2024, brought out some sensational hits in his 10-ball 39. This included an outrageous assault on South African pacer Anrich Nokia, whom Shepherd hit for 32 runs in the last over of MI's innings. Such fireworks were desperately needed given MI's weaknesses in the bowling and dependency on Bumrah, particularly after the way DC had pulled things back after the power play. Rohit Sharma and Ishan Kishan had hurried off the blocks with rare urgency seen in the tournament so far, the pair adding 80 in 7 overs. Before former Mumbai Indians skipper Rohit was bowled off the final delivery of that over by Akshar Patel. Rohit scored 49 from 27 balls, hitting 6 fours and 3 sixes in his highest score of the season so far. While Kishan made 42 off 23 balls, Akshar took out both openers with his left-arm spin and then held a good catch at backward point when Tilak Varma sliced a wide ball from Khalil Ahmed in the 13th over. The wicket of Varma's was the 4th one for MI after Suryakumar Yadav marked his return from a lengthy injury layoff with a second ball duck as he tried to hit Nokia over the field but instead gave DC substitute Australian Jake Fraser McGurk the first of 2 catches. These wickets had slowed down the innings, and with Hardik Pandya not operating anywhere near full tempo during his sluggish 39 of 33 balls, MI were in dire need of an explosive finish, which is precisely what David, who hit 2 big sixes and 4 fours, and Shepherd did in a stunning display of death overs hitting. Set a huge target of 235. DC struggled for momentum in the power play, and despite an excellent 71 not out from young South African Tristan Stubbs, they never really threatened MI to the extent of causing an upset. David Warner was dismissed for 10 in Shepherd's first over, just after hitting him for a 6. And after a slow start, Prithvi Shaw showed signs of regaining lost touch. Shaw hit 8 fours and 3 sixes in his innings of 66 from 40 balls, but the asking rate kept increasing and the pressure told on the opener. As soon as Pandya went back to his strike bowler Bumrah, the result was a superb Yorker that bowled Shaw. Promoted to number 3 ahead of DC skipper Rishabh Pant, Abhishek Porel made 41 of 31 balls and never looked like taking the attack back to MI. The only DC batter who played with the level of urgency and intent required in such a stiff chase was Stubbs, who smashed 7 sixes and 3 fours in his knock of 71 from only 25 balls. This assault saw Stubbs take 16 runs of Chawla's second over to give the veteran leg spinner figures of none for 32 from 2, as well as 3 sixes of Shepherd's last over. That DC did not get close to Mumbai Indians' target was because of Bumrah's brilliance and 4 wickets to Kutsia. Bumrah conceded just 22 runs from his 4 overs for the dismissal of Shaw and Porel in the 12th and the 15th over, while South African pacer Kutsia put in his first standout bowling performance of IPL 2024 with 4 for 34, taking out Pant, Lalit Yadav, Kumar Kushagra and Jai Richardson, as DC lost 3 wickets in the final 4 deliveries of the match. Now, on an afternoon in which several big bats made their presence felt at the Wankhede Stadium, there was one innings that left people speechless, and it came from Romario Shepherd, who in his MI debut clubbed 39 runs from just 10 balls in a partnership of 53 with Tim David that lifted the home team to a match-winning total of 234 for 5 in 20 overs. That innings, followed by the wicket of David Warner, fed Shepherd the Player of the Match award, and his hitting down the order has suddenly changed the tone of the MI team. Walking to the middle for the last ball of the 18th over, after Mumbai skipper Hardik Pandya was dismissed with the score on 181 for 5, Shepherd knew he had no time to waste, and he began as he intended to finish, simply targeting the boundaries of the Wankhede Stadium. Of his 39 runs, 32 came in the final over of the inning, as Anrik Nokia was targeted with brute force and sheer disdain. The faster Nokia bowled, the harder and farther Shepherd smashed him in a sequence that went 4, 6, 6, 6, 4 and 6 to leave MI's dugout with their jaws dropping. This impactful knock left big hitting Australian David marvelling at what he'd witnessed. He said, "Just exciting to watch at the other end. He hit that 6 out of the ground, which everyone here enjoyed." This is Tim David talking about his batting partner. He said, "I got up staged at the back end there, but it was great effort. Sheppy put the hammer down and it was a perfect finish." The 29-year-old Guyanese all-rounder is known on the T20 circuit for his late order hitting and brisk pace bowling. But where the IPL is concerned, Shepherd had not really provided such an impactful knock before. He'd batted thrice for Sunrisers Hyderabad in IPL 2022 for a total of 58 runs with the highest score of 26 not out. And then in IPL 2023, Shepherd got just one match with Lucknow Super Giants in which he did not bat. Purchased by MI ahead of this season, the all-rounder got his chance in the team's 4th match and left an immediate mark. Of his innings, Shepherd had this to say, and I quote, "In the 15th over, you still have to bat and get used to the conditions. But whenever you are in the 17th over or stuff like that, you just go in with a clear mind to go and express yourself. When you are playing a bit tentative there, and maybe you can miscapitalize on some delivery that you would generally hit, but when you are in the back end and you know there are only 18 balls of which you will only face about 7, 8 or 9, you have to maximize. Try to hit as well as you can." This is what Romario Shepherd had to say about his batting. Fitness permitting, this seems as if Shepherd is set for a lengthy run in Mumbai's 11 after that sensational start to his time with the 5-time IPL winners. Now, on to the second match from last night. Unlike yesterday's afternoon match in Mumbai, the second fixture of Sunday's doubleheader was a different affair in which the ball dominated the bat. The Lucknow Stadium pitch is known to be two-paced and friendlier to bowlers than batters, which is why Lucknow Super Giants winning the toss and opting to bat proved pivotal in their 33-run victory over Gujarat Titans, which marked the first time in the two franchises' brief IPL history that LSG managed to beat GT. The hosts owed plenty to their Australian all-rounder Marcus Stoinis, who scored his 8th IPL 50 to set the platform for LSG to get to a total of 163 for 5 in 20 overs. Stoinis top scored with 58 from 43 balls. The only batter from either side to make it 50 in the match, and the first in IPL 2024 where one team has been bowled out. With Quinton de Kock out for 6 in the first over of the match, caught at third man off Umesh Yadav, and Devdutt Padikkal falling in the Pacers' second over when offering a catch to the slips, LSG had lost 2 wickets inside the power play, which promoted skipper KL Rahul to take a safety-first approach in the company of Stoinis at number 4. KL Rahul scored 33 off 31 balls with 3 fours in a partnership of 73 with Stoinis, who was more aggressive with 4 fours and a couple of sixes. Rahul fell in the 13th over, trying to force the pace of Darshan Nalkande, which left LSG at 91 for 3. Stoinis departed just 12 runs later, also out to Nalkande, at which stage it looked like LSG might struggle to make 150. But in the end, they made 164 thanks to another fine cameo from another West Indian, Nicholas Pooran, who struck 3 sixes in his 22-ball 32 not out, as well as a handy cameo of 20 off 11 by Ayush Bhadoni. On a tacky surface on which the ball did not come onto the bat easily, Gujarat never threatened in the chase, with Yash Thakur taking 5 wickets for 30 runs as LSG moved to third place on the points table. Thakur took his first wicket to bowl GT skipper Shubman Gill for a laborious 18 off 21 balls, which ended an opening stand of 54 in the power play with Sai Sudarshan. The left-handed Sudarshan, opening in the absence of Riddhiman Saha, made 31 from 23 balls before he became the first of left-arm spinner Krunal Pandya's 3 victims. Undone by the slowness of the surface, Sudarshan gave a catch to Ravi Bishnoi at deep mid-wicket, who provided the fielding highlight of the game when he plucked a stunning one-handed return catch to get rid of Kane Williamson for 1. From here on, Krunal just had to land the ball on the pitch for it to produce false shots. B.R. Sharath top-edged a catch to deep square leg, and Nalkande swatted the ball to short fine leg as Krunal finished off his exceptional figures of 3 for 11 from his 4 overs. But the man who claimed the best figures of the match was seam bowler Thakur, who took his second wicket in the form of Vijay Shankar before running through GT's lower order to complete a memorable 5-wicket haul. What made Thakur's performance stand out more was the fact that LSG were without their pace spearhead Mayank Yadav, who after conceding 12 runs from his opening over was seen leaving the field with what looked like cramps. Down a pace bowler, GT were of course reliant on their spinners on such a tough track, but still needed the level-headedness of Thakur to complete the win. Okay, we're going to slip into a short break, but when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about Yash Thakur and his incredible bowling performance.
Building a business in India is an adventure sport. And if you're a woman founder, then it's double the challenge.
I come from a very orthodox Marwari business family where girls don't normally work for other people.
When I started out, pet care was not really an industry.
I come from a family of entrepreneurs, so starting something on my own was a no-brainer.
I started the company as a marketplace for people to go and book private jets.
It has taken many, many years and trying.
As a woman founder, I would say take small steps.
It's been about building a brand and a category from scratch.
Believe in the idea that diversity builds better businesses.
We can't leave women behind all over again.
Welcome back. Now talking about the match from last night between GT and LSG. The man of the match in LSG's win last night was Yash Thakur for his 5 wickets that helped them beat GT by 33 runs, which stands as his best performance in T20 cricket. The 25-year-old is no stranger to bowling in tough situations when it comes to cricket. Thakur has done the job for his state team Vidarbha on several occasions across formats, most noticeably when he took 15 wickets with an economy rate of 7.17 in the 2022 Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, and just before the IPL when he claimed 6 wickets in this year's Ranji Trophy semi-finals to help his team to the final. In last season's IPL, he left a mark for LSG with 13 wickets from 9 matches at an average of 9.07 each. And in IPL 2024, Thakur has been tasked with bowling in the power play as well as at the back end of the innings, and so far has managed to take 6 wickets in 3 games. Seen for some years as an emerging talent with the potential to play for India, it took Thakur just 3 matches into the IPL this season to achieve his career best figures. His evening started on a good note when he bowled GT opener and captain Shubman Gill with a full and fast delivery that beat the bat. And in his second spell, it took Thakur 1 ball to get rid of Vijay Shankar, who nicked a clever, slower delivery outside the off stump. His tail up after that wicket, Thakur removed Rashid Khan in the same over to take his third, and from there he just had to rely on his experience and instincts to repeatedly leave GT's lower order struggling to dominate. The dangerous finisher, Rahul Tewatia, was searching for boundaries when he became Thakur's 4th wicket, out trying to drag a change-up delivery outside off stumps towards the leg side. And after going past his previous best bowling figures in the IPL, it was not long before Thakur had his arms raised in the air when Quinton de Kock settled under the final catch of the match at mid-on to give Thakur his 5th. In 3.5 overs, Thakur had bowled a maiden over, conceded 30 runs and taken the career best figures. This is what he said. He said, "I'm very happy with my first 5-wicket haul, and I'm very happy with my first Player of the Match award. The plan we had for Gill, we had 2 fielders on the leg side, so we sort of knew that he would try to make room. Rahul Bhaiya, that's KL Rahul, told me to stick to my plans and that we will get a wicket that way. Unfortunate for us that Mayank picked up an injury, but Rahul Bhaiya told me that this is my day and that I will win the game for LSG. In the last 2 seasons, we had not won against them. We won today, so we are happy." Time to take a look at who is leading the orange cap race, and who else but Virat Kohli of the Royal Challengers Bengaluru maintains his position as the orange cap holder in this IPL with 316 runs after LSG and GT match. Sai Sudarshan climbed to the 2nd spot with 191 runs, a strike rate of 129.05. Riyan Parag of Rajasthan Royals slid down to the 3rd spot with 185 runs. Shubman Gill, he holds the 4th position with 183 runs, while Nicholas Pooran, he has entered the top 5 list with 178 runs. Let's also take a look at the purple cap race. Yuzvendra Chahal, he is at the top of the wicket-taking charts in IPL with 8 wickets in 4 matches, holding the purple cap. Khalil Ahmed of Delhi Capitals, he's climbed on to the 2nd spot with 7 wickets in 5 matches. Mohit Sharma of Gujarat Titans, he has slid down to the 3rd position. Mustafizur Rahman of Chennai Super Kings, he holds the 4th position with 7 wickets in 5 matches. And Gerald Coetzee of MI jumps on to the 5th spot after that LSG GT match. He has got 7 wickets in 4 matches. Let's also take a look at the points table now. Who is leading the points table? It is the Rajasthan Royals. They are dominating that table with a perfect record of 4 wins in 4 matches, boasting a strong net run rate of 1.120, accumulating 8 points. Following closely are Kolkata Knight Riders, who won all 3 of their matches with an impressive net run rate of 2.518, securing 6 points. Lucknow Super Giants stand at the 3rd place with 3 wins out of 4 matches, run rate of 0.775, also accumulating 6 points. And Chennai Super Kings are in the 4th place with 2 wins out of 4 matches, while Sunrisers Hyderabad, they are in the 5th place. Let's take a look at the other half of the points table as well. Punjab Kings have come up. They've played 4 matches, won 2 with 4 points, but negative net run rate for all 5 of these teams. GT, they have slipped down to the 7th position. Mumbai have gone up now to the 8th position after lying at the bottom of the table, and now it's RCB and DC right at the end. On to some tennis, and Yannick Sinner tempered expectations ahead of his clay court seasons with the debut in Monte Carlo despite his impressive start to 2024. The world number 2, who boasts of 20-1 record so far this year, having lifted his first Grand Slam at the Australian Open in January before adding an ATP 500 title in Rotterdam, overtook two-time major winner Carlos Alcaraz in the rankings with victory at the Miami Open in March. Speaking at a press conference ahead of the Monte Carlo Masters, the 22-year-old Italian insisted that he still has a lot to prove, in fact, on clay, and will use this ATP 1000 tournament to prepare for the French Open and the Paris Olympics, which will both be played on Roland Garros' red clay. Of the 13 titles Sinner's won to date in his young career, just one has come on clay, the 2022 Croatia Open.
I think it's important to practice in a certain way. Maybe the first week, it's very tough. Here usually are very strange results couple of times, and but it's gonna be interesting to see. The hard court swing for me was really good. Now we see what I can do on clay. Last year I played well here, but then after I didn't play well. So let's see. It's gonna be tough for sure, because it's a surface where I struggle a little bit usually, but I'm very excited to come back and hopefully to do better. I really like this tournament because, I live here, so I always come here to practice, and seeing the site in a different way, it's very special. The crowd is usually very good, a lot of Italians, and so it's gonna be an amazing tournament.
Start with the end in mind. You need to know where you want to reach. Every morning that we wake up, we are exercising our choice. The destiny is decided. The results are known that I'm going to win. Life of a goalkeeper is something which has always intrigued me. When you come into a stadium, this is the highest level of pressure. When I set out to do something, I decide in my mind that failure is not an option.
What you feel very strongly about, those are the stories to tell.
I have a mind which is absolutely restless. Mind and body are entangled sensations. That brings me back to golf. It's an amazing game.
This is not a perfect game. You only learn from them.
If you have a formula to a success, then you can replicate it.
I feel this is my first step. I'm starting now.
Winner is first born in the mind. I think, therefore I am. We are all about our mind.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
You were the chosen one to direct Mr. Bachchan for his first endorsement, for his first appearance on the small screen.
It was a life-changing moment.
Have you been a rebel with a cause?
There was a sense of responsibility. There was a sense of frustration.
Are you worried about cancel culture?
You tell a story with a fierce psychosis, you're gonna spoil it anyway.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
The football is mother of all games.
It is a team sport.
The leadership attitude is taking the ownership.
It's always a big responsibility to take decisions, and the right decisions.
I always question the stereotypical.
And that's why you are in that position.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
We are trying a lot of experiments, innovations and ideas.
We came out with a new format in audio, which is audio series.
Listening for content-oriented company in India, which is a very unique proposition.
When you look at audio in general, we had music, which is like extremely old format, and then We had podcasts.
A natural extension to Pocket FM is to move from Hindi to regional content. I think I'd love to see their FY24 numbers, which they claim will be close to 1,000 crores. I think there are talks of them to raise another $80 to $100 million of funding.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Golf as a game, it is closest to the game that you call life.
You've got to use your mind. You cannot lose it.
The sharpest person is one who understands his limitations.
खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि खुदा बंदे से पूछे कि तेरी रजा क्या है.
You might have a bad break after a good shot, you might have a good break after a bad shot, but the fact remains, you got to play the ball from where it lies.
Watch Jeev Milkha Singh on Duologue with Barun Das, streaming on News 9 Plus.
Hello and a very warm welcome. Thanks